in trouble!
Finish it.
Hey guys, it's Ash here with WatchMojo, and these are the top 10 darkest moments from Pokemon.
Hey, Brock! Misty! Oh! They're dolls!
Now I'm going to turn all of you into dolls.
For this list, we'll be looking at the creepiest, weirdest, or most depressing scenes from the Pokemon anime. Number 10, Pikachu turns to stone. Pokemon the movie, Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction. After the legendary evil doll woke up from its nap, no one was safe from its Oblivion Wing attack. Not people, not Pokemon, and no, not even Ash and Pikachu.
Huh? Pikachu! Pikachu, tell me what's wrong!
Evil Doll's beam just barely nicked the electric type's tail, but that was still enough to turn Ash's partner into a glorified statue. Then, as if killing off Pikachu wasn't bad enough, Ash is forced to watch as his oldest friend hardens in his arms.
Come on, Pikachu! Pikachu! Come back, Pikachu!
Since that's how he died back in the first Pokemon movie, that's bound to dredge up some old trauma too. Thankfully, Xerneas turned this downer around and gave this movie the happy ending it deserved. Number 9, Mewtwo Unleashed. The Battle of the Badge.
Maybe I could have just one more battle to test out my most powerful Pokemon.
This feels less like a Pokemon battle and more like a horror film. Sure, no one expected the 8th gym to be a pushover, but Mewtwo's entrance takes the idea several steps too far.
How did it do that? What Pokemon is that?
From the moment he steps out of the shadows, it's all too clear there's something off about him. That unsettling aura only becomes more apparent when he ruthlessly dismantles Gary's team with a single attack. Suddenly, Giovanni's claims about creating the ultimate Pokemon don't seem so far-fetched anymore. After all, the fact that Mewtwo made even Gary Oak quiver in fear is a pretty damning piece of evidence.
Arcanine! Nidoking!
Don't waste your time. This is the ultimate Pokemon.
Number 8, Unova Haunted House. Scare at the Litwick Mansion. In one of their most ambitious schemes yet, Team Rocket recruits a gang of Litwick to scare Ash and the others out of their Pokemon. Surprisingly, the plan works perfectly. The only issue is that the Litwick take their new occupation very, very seriously. As a result, the entire episode becomes a haunted thrill ride of eerie set pieces. It all builds towards the spine-tingling reveal that, to them, this wasn't a game, it was life and death.
They feed off the life energy of people and Pokemon and use it as fuel for the flames on their heads.
Wow, does this mean that our lives are in danger?
The Litwick drain life energy in hopes of dragging humans into the so-called ghost world. Ash and the others made it out with their lives, but something tells us they won't be befriending more Litwick anytime soon.
If we get drawn inside there...
There'll be nothing left of us to be tying!
That would all be in very poor taste.
Number 7, Sabrina's Story, Abra and the Psychic Showdown. As early as her first ever appearance, it's frighteningly obvious that Sabrina is not your average gym leader.
Time for us to play.
The show fully commits to her psychic shtick, with downright hair-raising results. And yet, by the time Ash walks away with the Marsh Badge, Pokemon has transformed her from terrifying to tragic, at least partially. Sabrina's disturbing cadence takes on a whole new meaning when put in context of her misunderstood childhood.
The conflict caused Sabrina to split into two girls, the strong Pokemon trainer who is always causing trouble, and the lonely little girl who desperately desires to make friends.
Psychic powers or not, that kind of isolation is hard to bounce back from. Mind you, she's still very scary. If anything, her penchant for turning people into dolls becomes creepier than ever.
Sabrina turned Brock and Misty into dolls.
There's nothing we can do about that.
Number 6, Morluls Power. lulled to La La Land. Don't let its cutesy looks fool ya. This mushroom Pokemon is anything but friendly. See, Morlull has a nasty habit of, well, lulling people to sleep. Afterwards, it treats itself to a full-course meal of its victim's life force.
Your story? About the creepy things that happen in the forest?
Wait, are we all going to end up nothing but skin and bones?
For such a small Pokemon, Morlull certainly has a big appetite too. Ash and his companions learned that firsthand when they were drained down to their skin and bones.
A grass and fairy type, Morlull can send out glowing spores that put its opponents to sleep. Then it drains their energy using its foot like roots.
Morlull technically had good intentions, but that doesn't make it any easier to watch Pikachu become a raisin. All things considered, it's probably for the best that this adorable leech didn't end up sticking around for too long.
Oh! Wow, they're good.
Number 5. Ghost of a Chance. Ghoul Days.
This way. Right over here.
Okay, over here.
At this trainer school, finding ghost Pokemon is all in a day's work. The operative word there being ghost Pokemon. As Conway soon discovered, dealing with an actual spirit is a very different story. The creepy girl decides to cause mischief, spook the students, and oh yeah, almost walk Conway off a cliff. As it turns out, the ghost is determined to lure others into the spirit world, even if she has to kill them to do it. It's a good thing a friendly Dusknoir foiled her plans, or else a good chunk of the student body would have become the same ghosts they were studying.
This way, over here.
Is there something in there?
Yes, let's go.
Number 4. A Tree of Beginning, an End for Ash. Pokemon Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. In a franchise first, this Pokemon movie doesn't just try to kill off Ash, it nearly wipes out the entire human cast altogether. That's right, the Tree of Beginning consumes everyone, including Brock, May, Max, Jesse, and James. To really rub it in, each trainer spends their final moments saving their Pokemon from the same fate. Calling it heartbreaking would be an understatement, and their partner's collective grief doesn't help. To be fair, at that point there's nothing the Pokemon can do but cry. Of course, Mew doesn't let any of the trainer's deaths stick, but that doesn't make this any less soul-crushing in the moment. Number 3. Snubbles Death. Pokemon the Movie, The Power of Us. When it comes to a character's demise, there's poignant and then there's tragic. Snubbles definitely leans towards the latter.
This way! Hurry!
The Pokemon dies in a burning windmill, only leaving behind a key for its trainer to remember it by. Clearly, the franchise isn't afraid to tackle the realities of death anymore. In fact, the main series has a particularly beautiful example involving an elderly Stoutland.
Professor, where's Stoutland?
I'm sorry.
But unlike what happened there, Snubbull had so much life left to live for. The movie makes it painfully clear that Harriet's partner left too soon, and that even in a world like Pokemon's, there's nothing anyone can do to bring it back. Number 2. Clash of the Clones. Pokemon the first movie.
Copies.
They're clones.
There's never been a Pokemon battle quite like this. Instead of exciting or emotional, the ferocious clones deliver one of the most vicious stretches of violence the series has ever seen. If seeing two Pikachu tearfully slap the shocks out of each other doesn't break your heart, then nothing will. Still, the saddest part is that most of the original Pokemon just can't compete with their supercharged copies. So not only is this scene needlessly brutal, but it's all for naught too. It gets so bad that it's almost a relief when Ash's sacrifice finally makes it all stop.
Oh no!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Spirited Away, The Tower of Terror. Sabrina's got nothing on Lavender Town. Within a day of arriving, Ash and Pikachu were haunted by ghost types, crushed by a chandelier, and had their spirits taken out of their bodies.
No way! I don't want to be a ghost yet!
Let that last one sink in for a bit. A 10-year-old and his partner were killed by 3 ghost types, and this was just them trying to play around. No matter how badly Ash wants to beat Sabrina, it's not with that kind of trauma.
Ash, open your eyes, please, Ash!
Huh. I guess it's time to go back, Pikachu.
Misty and Brock thought as much, and that's why they waited outside. The craziest part of this whole thing is that, even after defying death itself, Ash still agrees to take Haunter with him.
Well, it seems it was so much fun playing with Ash that Haunter decided to follow along on his Pokemon journey.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.